This is a very, very, very questionable first video to upload to the channel. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this video too, so if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, you know. But anyways, we're going to do our first video on the absolute worst zombies experience of all time. Me and you, yes, me and you, are going to take a deep dive into Vanguard Zombies. We're going to go over the 4 maps, the objectives, and of course, Vanguard Zombies as a whole. With that being said, if you love COD Zombies like I do, make sure you drop me a subscription so you never miss out on any epic content that I create in the future. Anyways, let's get into it. Alright guys, as you can see, we are playing Vanguard Zombies. I'm super excited for this new iteration of Zombies. Let's get into it.
My rescuers, you are
What
here.
the
This is
actual
Professor Croft.
fuck? What
Your
is
art
this
is
shit
exo-
thing I find the most funny about that clip I just showed you is that was my exact reaction. I sat up till midnight waiting on the release of Vanguard so I could play zombies. Because at the time I had a YouTube channel dedicated to zombies content and it was doing pretty well. So whenever we were basically getting told nothing about Vanguard Zombies, I was skeptical, of course. How do you go from Cold War zombies to this bullshit? Like, I'll never understand because Cold War is now considered a great zombies like adaptation. Where did they go wrong? I just don't understand where Treyarch went wrong with us. See, me and my friend Nathan are having this like thing. We both think that Treyarch don't put any effort into games that aren't theirs, and you can just tell they're half-assed zombies experiences. It's kind of crazy, like how we went backwards from Cold War Zombies, and then we went to this bullshit. Don't get me wrong, this is literally Outbreak 2.0, but I'm not a fan of Outbreak, and I don't know anyone that is. They thought they could reel us in by showing us Shino Numa. Oh, we all thought it was round-based. That's crazy. Like, yes, they added in round-based zombies after the fact that it received this much fucking flack. I think this game was the start of the downfall of zombies and the current spiral it's in right now. People would say Black Ops 4, which I would agree with, sort of, because Black Ops 4 is now you can actually play that game now. It doesn't crash anymore or anything like that. I'm not saying this game does. It's just more so the fact that no one wants this. Not a single person that plays zombies on the regular wants this type of zombies. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. I just can't remember them actually saying that zombies was going to be like this. To each their own. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. It's not my type of thing. And if you are one of the 5 people that like this zombies, I'm sorry to hear that. Realistically speaking, the only fun I had playing Vanguard Zombies is using this shotgun that's in the gameplay right now. It's basically a fucking wonder weapon. I don't know what else to say about this chapter. Just what even is this shit? The sad part about this iteration of Zombies is it was basically based off Warzone and Warzone's success. This game was trying to cater to just Warzone players, which is completely understandable considering how like popular that game was, or that part of Call of Duty was that entire year. Listen, the only reason Treyarch gets so much flack for making this is because they literally had no choice. They were asked to make it like this. They were asked to make it like Warzone, so Warzone players would play it. Did Warzone players play it? No. Do you know anyone that actually enjoyed this version of Zombies? No. And listen, we're all entitled to their opinion, and I'm very open-minded. But this, no. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this chapter here. I'm getting frustrated even speaking about it, so we're gonna move on to the maps. Even better. So for maps, we've got Durham Fong, a little map called Terra. I don't know where to fucking say it. And of course, we got Shino Numa, and then like What even is that? So you think I'd take the time to actually learn the names of these maps? No. These maps are generally some of the worst things I've ever seen. They are literally multiplayer maps turned into a zombies experience. Listen, I understand these companies are on a budget, but this is one of the biggest games of all time. One of the biggest franchises of all time, and you're telling me they can't put more money into something like this? Nope, don't see it. This zombies experience is the worst. I know I've said it already plenty of times in this video, but this is the worst. And what makes it the worst is the maps. So, let me start this segment off by saying I tried. I did try to enjoy these maps, and I'm going to play them again a bit more before I finish this video and put it out, so I can give you some more pointers, I guess. So, Der Anfang, as you know, is a German saying which means the beginning in English, and it's pretty fitting. The map itself is set in Stalingrad, but it pulls in zones from different multiplayer maps where you go into those multiplayer maps and complete objectives. So instead of being locked in one tight area like you usually are with round-based zombies, you're actually teleported about the place, like different parts of the Vanguard fucking ecosystem. It's less about surviving, which is kind of a slap in the face to the normal zombies player, someone that plays it. But yeah, listen, I don't know about you all, but I'm all for innovation and stuff, okay? But this just was not it. It did not hit in the slightest. We went from round-based zombies to completing objectives across multiple different maps. Multiplayer maps, might I add. I don't even know why Treyarch were even asked to make this in Vanguard, but this is actually part of the Ether story, like Dark Ether storyline, which kind of baffles me. I'm not going to say I know a lot about the storyline, because I don't, okay? I'm not going to sit and lie to you. But we have characters like a guy called Von List, Gabriel Kraft, and then we have like things like the Court Effects, like Evil Entity, like what the fuck is that? Again, I'm all for innovation stuff. But see, when you have a storyline this complicated and spread across multiple different titles and different developers, like it's just so hard to stay up to date. Is that just me? Like I feel like that is just me. But please let me know in the comments whether you think the same. Aye, right. The next part of this map I'm going to speak about is the reception. I'm already laughing because I can remember the reception this map got when it first came out. It got mixed reception, let's just say, in the nicest way possible. Not the greatest. Some players appreciated the new structure, the new objective-based structure that we got put in this game, but a lot of fans of classic zombies felt it was just too stripped down. Launch, there was no traditional round-based map, so it was already a turn off for people. It had limited Easter eggs, and the progression just felt overall slower, which just isn't good. It was definitely a departure from the formula us fans loved from the previous title, Cold War, which I don't know why, because Cold War is now considered a great adaptation, as I said before. Like, the blueprint was right there. It was right there. Didn't need to innovate this much. All you had to do was give us a round-based map. You know what? Der Anfang, it was very bold. Very bold experiment from Treyarch. You can't blame Treyarch though, as I've said before, as Activision have clearly told them to make it like this. You know, it shifted from its round-based roots into something more open and mission-driven, which you either love or hate it. It definitely shook things up, let's just say that. It did have some good atmosphere at some points. I'll give it that. It also had so much potential. Like, I think if this had been like a round-based map at launch, it would have been a completely different conversation we're having. But the main thing this map missed the mark on is the replayability factor. Nowadays, it's not really something you come across compared to the likes of Black Ops 4 or World War II Zombies. And especially Black Ops 3. But yeah, my overall thoughts of Der Anfang is it could have been better. Could have had more substance. Could have been a lot better. Had so much potential, just fell short. Let's move on to the next map. I literally have nothing to say about this map, because it is the exact same thing as Fong. They could have innovated a little bit, new objectives. They could have made completely new objectives. But no, it's just the same recycled bullshit that was in Fong. And the Archon map, the last one we were supposed to talk about, I just realised is the exact same thing as the Terra map. The only difference is that it's round based. Not only did they recycle the same objectives for the second map, they recycled the fourth map. Like what? Like, hello? So, the second map and the fourth map, we're just going to completely skip over because, like, what the fuck? Nah, the third installment of Vanguard Zombies is a little map called Shinonuma. Surprise, surprise, another reused asset. You know what? It's the only saving grace of this entire game. So, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. But, it actually innovated and expanded off of the original by adding the dig site part of the map. It also added a way to build the wonder weapon. And I'm not too sure it was an Easter egg for this map. So don't even ask. Overall, adding the dig site and stuff like that, it's still the same old map that from World at War. Yeah. We're moving on. Something I've just realised is that I'm going to have to play this more to get more footage. So this part of the video was supposed to include Vanguard Zombies innovations. But, of course, because there's barely any, I'm just going to do a pros and cons list. Alright, so, pros and cons list of Vanguard Zombies. So, I just brainstormed for about, I'd say about half an hour, trying to think of pros and cons. I've got only a few pros and more cons. So, let's get into it, shall we? One feature that I really enjoyed about Vanguard Zombies, which is actually quite surprising that I enjoyed this part, was the whole Covenant system. Like, I think it's really cool that, because obviously you only have 5 perks in the game, you get perks through the Covenants. So like Deadshot and PhD, and stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool. Well, the field upgrades as well, but they're literally just the same from Cold War. Like, I'm trying my hardest here. Second pro I came up with was the game is really stunning. Like, it's very polished and stuff. The atmosphere feels pretty good. I can't lie about that. I mean, I was a big fan of the multiplayer of Vanguard, so I'm obviously going to be a bit biased here. I love the guns, but I don't love the fact that this shotgun is the only fucking gun you can use. The third and final pro I have for you is that it was so accessible for people that had never touched zombies before. At the time, as I said at the start of the video, that this Zombies was made for Warzone players. Maybe people that have never touched zombies before. So it was more noob friendly based, if you want to call it that. That's why the objective based thing came back, So now there was no Easter eggs at launch, no wonder weapon. Like, don't get me wrong, they brought in a lot of quality of life updates over the course of the year, but the initial reaction is the most important. Yeah, but those are the pros. Let's move on to the cons. These are all self-explanatory. Lack of classic zombies features. Now, this doesn't mean as much now because there's 2 maps that are round based, but then again, they're still not the greatest. Lack of classic zombies features, like no wonder weapon at launch, as I already said, no Easter egg, no round based map. The only option was the objective based thing. Again, we are entitled to our opinions, but no round based option, at least at launch, is kind of fucking crazy. Second con I have put down here is replayability and the depth of the content within the game itself, because there's not lots to go off, especially talking about Fong. It's just multiplayer maps. Shinonuma, Again, they did innovate a bit with that map, but that's literally all. That's literally the only innovation there is. So the third con I have for you is the progression reward structure. It's awful. Vanguard Zombies had one of the worst receptions of all time from any game I've ever seen. Not only do you not get as much XP, like the point system is also awful. See, I've never actually enjoyed this version of the point system. The last good point system we had was Black Ops 4. Uh, yeah, and I'll stand on that. The rewards, there's barely anything you get from besides weapon camos, and to be quite frank, the perk system is okay, but having to spend 15k on a perk over the entire game is kind of crazy. 15 times 5 is 75k, I believe, you have to spend on the perks. Yeah, that's just not on. Call number 4 I've got for you is like the amount of missing features this game had. I say had because this was at launch I'm talking about. This, like, it just doesn't matter. Like, even if they added these features afterwards, it's the fact that everybody turned away from them as soon as they seen the fucking product Treyarch delivered. There's no pause feature, load times, the teleportation transitions, like, just so much terrible shit. Quality of life and the missing features was always a big thing for this game, and they just didn't meet the mark, unfortunately. Last call I've got for you is all, right, is the fan expectations, our expectations versus the delivery we got. Some players, including me, feel that Vanguard was a step backward from what came before it, which was Cold War. Like, it's crazy to think how much this game set back from Cold War. That includes the features that Cold War had, the variety of things you could do, and just the depth of the actual maps themselves. The mode is just too casual. I'm talking about Darren Fang here, just for an example. It's just too casual and not really challenging enough. It lacks your typical fucking map moments where your big Easter eggs or secrets that take years to uncover. That's just what us zombie fans expect. And I know we sound like spoiled brats, but it's literally the bare minimum. The fans always tell these companies what they want. They don't have to give us exactly what we want, but we're the one buying your product, you know? Anyways, that's going to be my pros and cons list for Vanguard Zombies. So, the question y'all want to know is did Vanguard Zombies age well? My answer to that is absolutely not. While it brought some fresh ideas like the Other Covenants and the unique hub, I guess, it launched with just so much missing features that it just never mattered. These core missing features I'm talking about are things I've already mentioned, like the Easter eggs, round-based maps, and of course, wonder weapons. Bro, what is a map without a wonder weapon? And because of that, it never really recovered. And as sad as that is for me to say, because I really wished at the time that this would pop off, as sad as it is to say, this is the biggest miss in Zombies history, I believe. I mean, I could see why casual players would like it. It might still be fun for them, you know, lightweight zombies, solid gunplay, I guess, and of course I already mentioned the atmosphere. It just feels like more of a zombies experiment to us long-time fans. I think personally, it's the biggest what if in zombies history. But compared to what came before and after, Vanguard Zombies is remembered more as a roadblock than an actual success, which is pretty fitting. But yeah, people, that's going to be the end of the video today. This is the first big main video on the channel. I know it's not going to be the best because I'm very limited to what I can do in terms of editing, and yeah, I'm not trying to make excuses. I will get better over time. Please be sure to leave some constructive criticism in the comments below. Now on to the part I don't want to do. If and when we reach 100 subscribers on the channel, I will go for round 100 in Vanguard Zombies. Yep, I said it. Yeah. So, get the subscribing, get the liking, and get the sharing. I appreciate you all. And peace out. Why have I just said that? Why have I just said that?